Welcome, everybody, to the Boom and Freezer Show. I am your host, Scott Frost, a.k.a. The Freezer, and I got my man, Bobby Boom, right over there, and I got a special guest today I'm excited to have. Of course, all of our guests are very special. Before we get into that, we've got to talk about our partner, our main partner. It's Hilltop Promotions. It's one table. It's two players. It's one winner. Who will be king of the hill? Welcome, everybody. A good friend of mine, my brother from another mother. I call him Dad. They call him the best bank pool player to ever live. And I will echo those words. It's John Brumback. What's up, Johnny?
Not much. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
What's going on, John? Welcome to the show. Pleasure to have you here. Where are you at right now? Kentucky?
Thanks for letting me be on your all's team for a little while.
You got it.
I'm
Where
out
are
in
you
my
at?
pool room in Orange, Kentucky.
Okay, nice. Just so everybody knows, John and I go way back, like a 72 Cadillac. Partners at the Derby. We'll touch on that. Partners at the Derby, fishing partners. I wasn't his hunting partner. I don't like to kill things. We'll probably talk about that a few times. John has
What about that snake you shot with my pistol?
Well, other than that, I did do good.
Okay,
there.
never mind. I won't bring up that stuff. Or when I caught that coyote, it was still alive in the snare.
Oh boy, we'll bring that up down the road here.
All right.
Yeah, we might touch on some of that. He lives on an absolutely gorgeous ranch. It's my getaway when I can get away, and I absolutely love it. It's absolutely beautiful. They got their own.
It's not really a ranch; it's a farm.
Excuse me, John. It's a farm. It's a big farm, but it's got a ranch on it, and it does have a couple of cabins, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Bobby, what do you got for this guy? Because he's going to be a treat.
I'm super excited to have him on the show. I was talking to actually mentioned John just before we started. You know, obviously I run the Shark Stream, and we always air your matches, the bank matches at Derby City. And when we put you online, we get one of the best draws, right? John Brumback.
Wow, appreciate it. That's awesome. That's
How does
pretty
that
cool.
how does that make you feel? When Scott says
warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy.
I'm pretty proud of my bank pool accomplishments, as you probably well know. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're born in 1963. What year did you start playing pool?
I think I was 13 or 14. I'm not very good at math, so I don't know what year that would have been, but I was born in 63.
Okay, that would have been like 75, 76, right?
Yeah, my brother had a 4x8 in our living room he got for a graduation gift, and he would drum me. He played pretty darn good pool. He had a good bridge and a good stroke, and we were super competitive, and I hated him beating my brains out. And when he would leave for work, we all lived in the same house at that time. And when he would leave to work, I would peek out the curtain windows, make sure he'd gone out the driveway. And then I would take the cover off his table, but I had to make sure I remembered exactly how it was put on there because he would know that I'd been messing with it. And I would peel that cover off and practice all day. And all I wanted to do was be able to beat him because we were super competitive with each other. We bet on everything, throwing paper wads in the trash can or whatever it was.
Yeah, you're competitive.
How much older was he than you?
He was 13 years older, but we were like twins.
Okay.
He was 13 years older than I was.
And when he beat you, did he let you know he was beating you? Is that what was driving you, or you just had that competitive edge from a youngster?
Excuse me?
He said, "Excuse me."
Oh,
What'd you say?
I said him being older and beating you pretty bad. Did that light a fire under you to practice like that, or was just you competitive?
Yeah, that's the only reason I started practicing.
Yeah.
because we were so competitive. We bet on everything, stacking firewood, no matter what. We bet on everything. And yeah, and
How how, how
that's the
quick
only
did
reason I started. That's the only reason I started practicing, because I wanted to get to where he didn't beat me.
how quick did you
And
start getting to the point where you could beat him?
I think I started when I was 13 or 14, banging balls, and it was probably around 15 or 16 years of age I was. And he had a pull book that he kept by the pool table, and I'd sneak into that pull book he had. It was Ray Martin's 99 critical shots in pool. It was one of the best pool books ever, I think.
Yeah, it is
And
great.
and, uh, and yeah, that's how it got started. I didn't do it on purpose. I just wanted to beat my brother.
Well, tell us what happened after when you started to beat him. Now, was he like, how the hell did you get so good so fast?
But the
Or
first time I beat him, we got in a fight.
that was the first time?
Yeah, yeah, we both went home bloody.
That
But
wasn't
we
good,
were
right?
kind of competitive.
Yeah. You're competitive at everything, John. Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
It's all right.
What's going on with the bank pool? What made you specialize in the banks, and why are you so good at it?
Probably because I grew up right in the middle of the best bank pool players in the world. Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati, Chicago. Every all these little towns, most all little towns had at least one bank pool champion in all these little bitty homeroom pool rooms. And I didn't even like bank pool when I was like 20 or 21. But the way I really got it started, there was a guy in Lexington, Kentucky, and I hung out in Lexington, Kentucky a lot. And there was a lot of action in Lexington there for a while back in the day. And there was this one gentleman, older guy, and he would play me nine ball for $200 or $300 a set, and I would beat him in the nine ball, and then he would shame me into playing bank pool, and I thought it was stupid. It's like, what a freaking stupid game this is. Well, anyway, I would play him the bank pool, and he would win his money back, and we would break even. And that went on like 3 or 4 times in a row in Lexington, Kentucky. And I was like, and I finally, a light bulb went off, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go home and practice this goofy game of bank pool. And if I get a little bit better, I didn't have to get a whole lot better, but if I just get a little bit better at bank pool, I'm going to win. I'm going to win twice that money, instead of breaking even. And
Yeah.
that's how I got started.
You had a bunch of special players around you though, and
Oh
they
yeah,
Gary Spaeth, Joey Spaeth,
Gary
those two,
Spade,
they had
Donnie
a big.
Anderson. Y'all
Yeah, of
probably never even heard of Donnie Anderson.
course I have. Who you talking to? What?
Well, I,
Who you,
I,
who you talking to?
I didn't know you. I didn't know you'd ever heard of Donnie Anderson. But he
Of
was a
course.
special type of player, dude.
So you'll notice we've changed a little studio action here. Once again, John is out on the farm, and service at times is a little bit suspect. So John has moved
Yeah.
from the pool room to the garage, which we've spent hundreds of hours in their garage.
Yeah.
And I wish I was there right now, John. But I was asking
Yeah,
you.
I wish you were here too.
I know, buddy.
Because we're
I know.
going to 2 or 3 Fourth of July parties tonight.
Oh no! All right, fireworks going to be popping off. Was
Yeah,
asking
but
you
go
about
ahead.
Gary.
I'm listening.
Was asking you about Gary Spaeth.
Yeah.
He really, and I knew Gary, but I didn't ever really get to know him obviously like you did.
Yeah, because you were young.
You guys ever play each other?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I told you he tried to give me 8 to 7, but we played partners tournaments, and we played a lot of 9-ball. He was like, you wouldn't believe how good of a 9-ball player that guy was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was world championship speed. He maybe smoked a little bit too much weed, but he could do it all.
Who's one of your biggest teachers, I guess, when you were younger, growing up? You mentioned a bunch of the people that you admired and showed you a lot of stuff. Who was the one that taught you the most in bank pool, or even pool in general?
I thought I just said that, Gary Space.
Oh, well, you said you named like 3 or 4 guys. I was just trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, Gary Space was my biggest influence. What's that word?
Influence.
Yeah, my biggest influence. And then there was Donnie Anderson. He was from Cincinnati too. And them 2 guys, I mean, they were 2 of the best bank pool players in the world, and both at the same time. They both were in Cincinnati, an hour from my house. I would go up there and get my ass handed to me, and I'd go home and practice, and then I would go back and forth, and next thing you know, I finally got good enough to beat them or hang with them.
It's a different era, right? Nowadays, they just go back and watch YouTube, or they'll even ask the player how they did that, what they did. That wasn't allowed in your era, right? You didn't go up to people and say, "How would you play this shot?" That was a different era, right?
Yeah, but I was kind of like on the borderline of that era, and I was good at buddying up with some good players. And we'd go out in a parking lot or whatever when we weren't playing, and we'd go out in the parking lot and take a break or whatever. And I was really good at picking their brain real easy. And they
Yeah.
would tell me things.
Well,
But I was real good at watching and paying attention. And a lot of people don't know how to do that, but I was really good at that.
Well, I think that's what makes a top player a top player.
Yeah.
I spent so much time with you. I'll touch on this. People probably don't know this, but John, Shannon Dalton, and I, every year at the Derby for many, many
Yeah.
years, we would partner up. And
Yeah.
I spent years before the Derby. We would all go to John's property. Shannon Dalton, myself,
Shannon, you, and yeah.
and we would train. We would train for about a week prior to the Derby. So in 2009, I made the finals of the One Pocket. I can't remember if you won it in 2009 or not, John, the bank pool.
I did.
And then in 2010, I won the One Pocket, and John won the bank pool again. We pretty much owned the Derby City Classic for the better part of several years. And
in 2011, I was in the last 3.
Okay. Yeah. Who beat you?
All of a sudden, they had the finals at 3:00 in the morning. And in 2011, I was going for a 3-peat. And
who knocked you out?
I was still in the One Pocket and the 9-ball. And I had a 3.5-hour marathon with Jose Perica. And I finally grounded that match out in One Pocket. And I was running to my room to go to bed. I was so wore out. And they said, "Hold on, not so fast." I said, "What do you mean, not so fast?" They said, "We're getting ready to have the finals of the bank tournament." I said, "You got to be kidding me." And anyway, Ronnie Alcano beat me, whatever. But anyway, I almost won 3 in a row, but I didn't.
That's insane, though. That gives you an idea how, in my opinion, how strong that is. 500 plus players.
Yeah, 500 plus every year. I really thinking back on it, it's crazy.
What do you think about bank pool? Were you able to maybe hustle or make a little bit more games because you're so good at banks where, if you're 9-ball, you can go back and forth a little bit, but in banks, you knew you had an edge. Did that help you out in the gambling scene?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of your money matches.
Well, when I played Dippy Dave, I gave him 7-3.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
For 1,000 a game.
Tell us about that game. So when you say 7-3, so people know, John has to make 7 banks to Dippy's 3.
Yeah,
And
short rack bank.
yeah. Tell us about it. Where'd you guys play?
I just got home from the Derby. I can't remember what year it was. But anyway, I just got home from the Derby. I've been home like a week or two. And I got a message somehow from this Dippy Dave dude. And I saw him down there at the Derby gambling big and huge and stuff. And somehow he got a hold of me. And he said, if you come to Toledo, we'll start out for 500 a game if you give me 7-3. And I thought about it for a little while. I saw the guy playing there. I mean, looked like he couldn't play a lick. I mean, he was horrible. But still 7-3 is a huge spot. And I thought about it. And I knew he was a huge gambler that could potentially lose huge money. I called Casey. Scott Frost knows my buddy Casey right here, my next door neighbor. I told Casey, I called him, I said, gather up all your money, all your cash you got. I said, we're going to Toledo. He's like, okay. I think we went up there with 7,500, and we stopped at a bank or something, and we got like $500 worth of ones to make sure our bankroll looked huge.
I love that.
Scott Frost knows that old trick. But anyway, we went there straight to this pool room. It was some kind of private club. Everybody in there was his fan and knew him and all that stuff. But anyway, we started out for 500 a game. And I was giving him 7-3, and he won the first game. And like I said, I think we only had 7,500, and we started out betting 500 a game. And he won the first game, and then I beat him 9 in a row. And then he raised it to 1,000 a game. And then I beat him out of all his cash, and he tried to pay, and then after he lost all his cash out of his purse, he tried to pay me in poker chips.
How much was
it? Well,
it?
they don't pay poker chips down in my little town of Warrington. I said, I can't get groceries with poker chips. And that's really what happened. But we played for 15 hours. And he ran out of cash, and I pulled up. I said, I'm not playing for poker chips. I mean, no way I'm doing that. Because it was kind of a tough game giving the guy 7-3.
Yeah, I played for poker chips. I gave him 18-4, which was also tough. So I do get it, but I really didn't have a choice. We were in Vegas when we played, and
Yeah.
Vegas took poker chips. So
well, come to find out, if I would have took those poker chips, you might know more than I do. I'm sure you do. But come to find out, if I would have taken them poker chips, I would have had to go to Vegas, and I was only going to get like a fourth or a third of what they were worth.
No, yeah, you could have cashed them through the poker players for like 10%.
Yeah, well, I had to get a whale or something to cash them for me.
Yeah, I used a lot of poker players, and they just took 10% because they're used to handling all them bigger chips.
Well, you know how dumb I am. I don't know nothing about that stuff.
You ain't dumb, baby. You're just a country boy.
How much cash did you get off Dippy that night?
30,000 is all.
That's huge.
That's all the money he had on him. Well, he lost quite a bit betting on the side, but I think we got like 30,000. Not much.
I feel like you were stone cold stealing in that game because you moved so well. Also, you know what I mean? He's still got to make 3 banks. I don't know how tight was the table? That makes a big difference.
I think it was like a derby style diamond. I think it was.
Okay, just regular pockets, right?
Yeah, it was a good playing table.
Yeah. I think that's a good game for you.
But he could make a dead cross side, you know what I'm saying?
No, he could make a bank. Yeah, but if all you really had to do there was keep him off the shot, you know that.
Yeah.
You look
Well,
good, Jim.
I
You look
beat him, but it only took 15 hours.
I want you to know you look good.
Oh, thank you. Seems
Yeah.
like my hat's crooked.
No.
Be
Just
straight.
maybe it's your eyes.
Hey, John, I want to talk about that move you were talking about with Scott. Let the viewers know, right? So you got 7,500. You stop at the bank, you get 500 in singles. What is that for, and how are you going to use that to your advantage? I want the people to know. If for people that don't know, you're going
Hold
to just
on, you
put it in
lost
the
me.
pile. You're going to put the money in your pile to make it look like you have stacks. Is that what the goal is with the 500 singles?
Oh, yeah. Where we'd have a big knot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just kind of throw it a
You
little
know.
bit, or just kind of, you know,
Back in the day, they called that a boodle, like a boodle, or just you're just flashing. You're putting them ones in between.
Yeah, you just wanted to flash.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the greatest moves.
You wanted to make sure they knew you had a bunch of money.
Yeah, I would order like a Coke or something at the bar and accidentally drop it, right? And I'd have it so rubber
Flash a
banded.
big brick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have it rubber banded up so well that you couldn't see the ones. It'd be,
Yeah.
you don't want the ones flopping out.
Yeah, that was kind of old school, but yeah, that was an old move. I mean, you really had to do it.
30,000, was that your biggest cash score all time, or did you play for bigger monie?
No, that was probably my biggest.
That's a nice win. That's a real nice win.
I was never a good hustler. I didn't have enough patience. And I always wanted to win as much as I could and then go back home and go fishing or hunting or whatever.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about fishing and hunting, but let me ask you this, John. What do you think you did different? And I'm going to tell a story about how you taught me how to use outside ball on the cross banks. I
remember that cross side that you're getting ready to bring up. I mean, cross corner.
Unbelievable. It changed my life. I won the U.S. Open bank pool, made the finals, the U.S. Open bank pool.
And you won the bank ring game that year or the next year.
Yeah. At the Derby.
You won the bank ring game. You didn't even know how to spell bank.
No. But I could bank a little bit. I played a little one.
Oh, I know. You're a world champion. Yeah, you can do anything.
But I spent about 8 years on your property before I figured this out. Okay?
I remember that shot. It was one shot turned you into a bank champion.
It was the only shot I ever knew, really. But I've shown people this forever now. And I literally spent like 8 years on John's property, and we were practicing one day, and I watched him shoot across corner. And it was so it was the opposite of how I would have shot it. And
most people would have never noticed that.
Right.
I was just telling my buddy that came by the other day, I was telling him about Scott Frost stopped me. He said, "Oh my God," he said, "shoot that shot again." And I did. And you put your head in your hands. You said, "Oh my God, I've been shooting that shot wrong my whole life." But anyway, go ahead.
True story, though. True story. And it was such an aha moment because most people do shoot it the wrong way. And the top bank pool players don't shoot it the wrong way. They shoot it the right way. And
it only makes the pocket twice as big.
Exactly.
You were making it like a prune. I was making it like a grapefruit.
Yeah, exactly right. So when you use inside English on a cross corner, it's throwing the ball downward, making the pocket smaller. When you use outside English, it straightens the ball off the rail and makes the pocket twice as big.
Yeah.
And when I watched John do that, it truly, I'm not joking. I don't know what year this was, 2010 and 11 or 12. It changed the course of my thought process. It changed the course of my banking, and it changed the course of my pool game forever.
And you won the bank ring game the next year.
Yeah, the only time I played it. And then
you don't even like bank pool, but you won the bank ring game.
Yeah, I got lucky there.
But you won.
Yeah, I won it.
And I saw you shoot that shot over and over against me.
Well,
you think that was funny? Go ahead,
Um,
I'm listening.
well, you don't worry, you got the best of me. We know that.
Well,
Playing bank pool. We had one hell of a match on AccuStats though. You remember that match?
yeah, it's still on. It's still on YouTube.
That match was insane. Yeah,
We
we
went
had a
down
great.
to the final ball.
Yeah, and you made a hell of a back cut swerve bank.
Yeah, that was that. I just told my buddy the other day, I said, you need to look up that match because that's one of the best shots I've ever made in my life. Under them circumstances, all the
Yeah.
pressure and stuff on the TV table.
Yeah. So we'll switch gears real quick, Bobby.
Right.
So what about let's talk about the Kentucky River and that trip because we've got pictures of you and I when I hung all them nails and hung all them catfish on that barn.
Yeah, I remember.
Tell us about that
You
trip.
were trying to drive them nails, and that wood was like titanium.
Yeah, I did it though.
I said, you can't drive nails in that wood. He
I
stood
did.
out there for like 4 hours and drove nails into that wood. Craziest thing I've ever seen. Just to get a picture.
It was a great picture though, right?
Yeah, it did. It was worth it.
It's pretty wild, all those big giant fish hanging from the side of the. Was it a barn or something? And what was it? What was it hanging on?
It was a barn. Yeah.
A
On the
barn.
back of my garage. I've got garage been there my whole life, and it's still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the nails are still there. The nails
The nails are still there.
Was that one of your best fishing times with Scott? Catching all those big booties?
Yeah. But halfway through the night, I said, hey, Scott, I said, I think we got enough. I'm pretty sure we got a mess. We had like 200 pounds worth. He's like, no, we're not quitting. They're still biting. We're going to fish all night. I said, dude, you're going to sink the boat. And I think if I remember right, we ended up coming home with around 400 pounds of catfish. And the boat was barely sticking out of the water.
Yeah, well, yeah. So can we tell the story? So John has a John boat, which is a river boat, and then they've got this big old pontoon, and they're both set up for catfishing. And I had never fished. Well, I had fished this way, but not like how they do it. And where did we go catch the bait at? Markland Dam? Was it Markland Dam?
Yeah. Crest Creek, Ohio River. You got a good memory.
Yeah, so we went to this dam and caught a bunch of bait, a bunch of shad, and then
with a cast net.
Yeah,
and you've never seen anybody throw a cast net before either. Go ahead.
So we catch all this bait, and then we get both boats ready, and it comes nighttime, and the first thing that they do is get these big noodles. You know, the swimming pool.
We go to the other river. We go to one river to catch bait, and then we go to the other river to fish.
Yeah. And then they use these big noodles, the swimming pool noodles that the kids like float on. And you'll tie this line to these noodles and then a big hook. And then you cut the cut bait up, you cut the bait up.
Yeah.
And we're on this river, the Kentucky River. And I'd never really experienced anything like this. I had jug fished many times, but I just was throwing one jug out there. And we're on the Kentucky River, and we're cutting bait, putting the hook
like
on
50 jugs, I think.
Yeah, we had 50 noodles or 60 noodles out there in this river that's moving quick. So what ends up happening is these noodles are going all the way down this river. I mean, they just going for miles down this river. And you remember the storm, John?
Yeah.
This
wonder we didn't get struck by lightning or something.
Oh my God! This big storm come up on us, and we had lightning.
That made it for good fishing.
Yeah. So we go down this river, John. Tell them we go down this river chasing all these noodles. Tell them what we found.
I think a fish on every noodle.
Yeah, there was a fish on every noodle. I mean, some of them were massive, right? Like Bobby said, they're gonna put
30 or 40 pounders.
Yeah, I think there was one that was more like 50 or 60.
It might have been.
Yeah. I think
they average from like 20 to 40.
Yeah. That was one of the best times I ever had. That was one of the best times I ever had.
Yeah.
If you fished your
I
whole
kept
life,
saying, I think we got enough. I think we got enough. Scott Ross said, no, bait them up and throw them back out. And when
That
we
sounds-
went back up, when we left the boat ramp, the boat ran like 42 miles an hour. When we went back to the boat ramp, the boat ran like 11.
a lot of
Yeah,
fish in that
That's
boat.
how many fish we have. The whole floor of the boat, you couldn't walk. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. He got lucky and we hit. He got lucky and we hit the jackpot.
We sure did.
But I told him I told him absolute month to come, the day when the conditions are right. I called him. I said, okay, come on. But anyway, we hit the jackpot.
Yeah, you guys did. You fished your whole life, John, in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Started out as a young age. How old when you started fishing?
When I was born.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
He can
Started
fish.
with a cane pole and then I moved up.
He can fish. I flew John out here. And John, tell the story. You can talk a little bit, but I flew John out here. I told him for years about the trophy night fishing that we have out here for largemouth bass. And John can really fish, right? Like at a high level. He knows how to throw the bait caster and he knows how to control the bait. He knows exactly what he's doing. We fish together a lot. But I flew him out here and he'd never really been to our lakes out here out in the mountains. And we had a good time, right?
Oh yeah. Look, which trip are you talking
trip where
about?
we-
I've
the
been
trip
out more
where-
than one.
The trip where you said it was the best night of night fishing you ever had in your life.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about the one time me and Casey came.
I didn't want to talk
It
about that.
hadn't snowed out there
talk
in
about it.
60 years. And then when we came, it freaking came a blizzard.
It's a true story. It's a
But
true story.
anyway, yeah, that one night, man, Scott was out there two or three nights in a row on Big Bass Point. It was unbelievable. I never seen nothing like it. Six casts in a row, I caught one from 2 to 4, 5, 6 pounds.
Yeah, one cast he'd catch one that's 3 pounds. The very next cast he'd catch one that's 6 pounds. The very next cast he'd catch one that's 4 pounds. I'm like,
Yeah, it was unreal.
yeah.
You were mad because you weren't getting any bites.
I had to keep baiting his hook.
Yeah, he had to keep fixing my line. I was like, come on, dude. I didn't know all them fancy knots and stuff. Yeah, that was one of the best fishing trips I ever been on.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, I want to come and do that again. Like Roosevelt.
Are you still
Is your
fishing now?
buddy still living out there on the lake?
No, Ron, I can hear them ladies talking in the background.
Yeah, Valerie and Summer.
They having a conversation.
They're interrupting, talking about I don't know what.
Yeah, Ron Kasner, good friend of ours.
Yeah.
A big bass legend with the big.
What happened to him?
He's out guiding on Lake Fork in Texas now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just talked to him the other day.
That's interesting. I've never been to Lake Fork.
Me neither, but I want to go. One of the best
too.
in the country. Yeah.
It's a good lake, but it's tough. It's tough fishing.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on it.
Well, is there anything else? Is there anything else we're gonna go over?
What do you got, Bobby?
Well, let's talk a little about how does it make
Or
you
we
feel?
can do another one some other time, but go ahead.
No, we're good. We're good, John. Listen, we want to talk how it makes you feel to be called the best banker of all time, John Brumback. Let's talk about that.
Makes me warm and fuzzy feeling.
You said
That
what?
was my lifetime goal. I didn't
Lifetime
really
goal?
think I would reach it, but that was my goal.
Well, that's what people are talking about. Like I said, we stream your matches on the Shark Stream. I swear the chat lights up. you know, oh, John Brumback, greatest banker of all time, Derby City champion. How does
Right.
that make you feel when you're walking around Derby City and people are feeling you like that and look at you like that?
I usually walk around with my chest poked out a little bit and asking if somebody's gonna buy me a beer. No, I'm just kidding. It makes me pretty proud. It was it was a lifetime. It took me a lifetime to do that.
Yeah, you should be proud. I mean,
Yeah, I am. I appreciate it.
yeah, you should be proud. I mean, I dubbed you for sure, and I know I'm not alone. Listen, the peers, your peers,
Yeah,
the greats of the greats.
yeah.
We all said it, right?
And that was the most proud part of it that I was is my peers. My peers would say that to me and around. It was words would get back to me, and that's pretty proud stuff there.
You should be. Yeah. I mean, you were just unbelievable. Let
Well, I
me ask you,
appreciate it.
let me ask you this. What about you had a special style with your stroke, right? You had a special style. Tell the people, just give them something. But you were a center ball guy, right? You played a lot of center ball, uh, and you never really pounded the ball very hard. Was there something to that?
Yeah, the center ball and medium speed, and I was trying to make the pocket play as big as I could possibly get it to play.
Yeah,
But that
exactly.
was the recipe that I grew up playing all the best baseball players in the world. I made that recipe from playing all the best baseball players in the world. I picked little things out and I figure out why they did that. And I finally came up with a good recipe.
Yeah, you'll be the first to tell people. So most people everybody likes to draw their ball and hit a bank shot real hard. Anytime
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah, yeah, no good, right? No good.
no. It
Yeah,
makes them pockets shrink up.
exactly.
Yeah. I
What
mean, you
age?
can on simple shots and stuff, but no world champion baseball player is going to hit very many banks with extreme draw. I mean, just like there's different scenarios and stuff, but just on regular banks, no. You're way better off hitting them with center ball and stunning the cue ball and making the pocket play big.
What do you think about the bankers today, John? What do you think about the bankers today? You got obviously just Filler, Federer, all great players. Of course,
Yeah.
Shane is. What do you think about those guys compared to the guys when you were playing? The earlier years.
Well, some of them are really good, like Fedor, but Fedor came in my pool room out here one night, right where we just left, and I gave him a 10-minute lesson about like Scott Frost. I showed him one shot, how the best way to make a cross side. And after 10 minutes, he said, I'm okay, I'm good. And I think he won the bank the next year.
Wow.
So it only, for them champion type players like Scott Frost and Fedor Gorst and Filler and Corey Dool and them kind of people, it only takes one shot. And when they see that method, they know they can apply it to all different kinds of shots all over the pool table.
It's
So
great info.
good
Yeah.
good players learn and become champions, and amateurs don't learn and they don't become champions. But I
I
like
gotta get.
working with champion good players a lot better than I do beginners because of that.
Well, it sounds like you do a great job with that. I mean, when Scott gave you the accolades about that one bank shot, open up the
Yeah.
pocket, changing his world, and what you said about Federer.
That opened his eyes. And I've showed Shannon Dalton 3 or 4 shots like that I wowed Shannon Dalton that he been playing the shots wrong his whole life. He's like,
How did that
holy
make
shit. I've been shooting that shot wrong my whole life.
How does that make you feel when you show somebody of a high level that's been playing the wrong shot
Well,
the right way?
I have mixed emotions.
Go ahead.
If I think they're gonna like throw me a bone or something, give me a tip.
You mean Scott never throw you a bone? He never gave you a bone, Scott?
Oh yeah, he
course he
flew
did.
me out there fishing and some awesome trips. Yeah, Scott did. I'm still gonna have to talk to Shannon Dalton.
Maybe he'll watch the show and you'll get something in the mail. Who knows?
Yeah, but Corey Deuel conned me into showing him a couple shots. And
He
if you
conned-
take somebody like him, and I just showed him one or two shots, he's like, please help me how to shoot this cross side. How do you shoot this cross side? How are you so consistent on this cross side? And I don't know why I did it. I did. And he beat me in the finals a couple years later. He beat me in the finals a couple years later.
Wow.
I know the feeling, John. I know the feeling. When you came out with a bank DVD, I came out with the one pocket DVDs.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long, and they all just started robbing us.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Came back and gotcha. You can see it.
Yeah.
The players.
When I came, it was funny. A funny story. When I came out with my first bank pull DVD, my mom, she was like 83 years old. She about had a heart attack. She said, I can't believe you're gonna give all your secrets away. I was like, Mom, I got to strike while the iron's hot. She said, well, I can't believe you're gonna do that. Even my mom was smart. Smarter than me. But anyway.
I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors right here, Elvis at In the Box. Without him, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. He's been a sponsor since day one. He does my beautiful Bowman freezer shirt. If you want to go check him out, that's inthebox.com. The link is in the bio. Elvis does a great job. Just give a shout out to them.
Yeah, and shout out to Elvis. Also, Q Armor, my favorite jersey, QArmor.com. They're doing big things for Hilltop. They're doing big things. They've got so many players. Jason,
I wear a large.
You do?
Yeah.
I think that's only for you. It's only $45, I believe. But I'll talk to him. Q Armor. Q Armor. You might get on there. They might put you on their team if you make a comeback. Get back out there.
I'm not getting back out. I'm not getting back out there.
Come on, JB. Dust the Q off. Dust it off, baby.
I'm still hitting them pretty good. I just don't like getting out there and doing that grind.
I know. I get it.
I can still play a little bit. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
I played 3 or 4 times in the last 2 months. I can still hit a few.
Is Derby
dude, Bobby, real quick, Bobby, since we're talking about sponsors, I've got a box of Town Chalk. Town's one of our sponsors. I've got a box of Town Chalk. I think this is $300. If the first person in the comments can tell us, John, don't answer this question. If the first person in the comments can tell us how many top 10 bank pool finishes John Brumback has had at the Derby City Classic in his career, you win this box of Town Chalk. Shout out.
I would like to know that, because that's probably the biggest accomplishment that I may have achieved.
Yeah. So do me a favor, put the comment down below.
I've tried to get 2 or 3 people to look that up, but it's hard to pick. It's hard to find out.
Well, that's why I'm giving this away if they can figure it out. But I'm pretty sure they can. Yeah. So put a comment down below, Town Chalk. You get a box of the V10, which is the newest formula. How many top 10 bank pool finishes has John Brumback had in his career at the Derby City Classic?
I would like to know that.
We'll find it out. I promise you.
And you know what? If somebody can find it out for sure, I'll give them a signed DVD on how to play bank pool.
There
Wow.
you go.
How about that?
How about that?
Let's
Awesome.
do it.
That'd be great. So that's going to be an awesome. There's going to be a lot of people looking at stuff up now, trying to figure it out. And
I
figure it
wish
out.
them good luck because it's not easy.
no. Do you know how many derbies you played in by any chance? Do you know how many you just played in?
21 or 2,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
21.
or maybe
That's your
23, but somewhere around in the early 20s.
I went to the first one in '99, and I never missed one up until Erica's dad passed away, and I was there, and I had to fly home. But and then last year, my flight didn't make it, but I never missed one.
Well, can we wind it down? My friend Summer here, she's here. She got to go finish mowing her yard, and she.
Let's wind it down.
Huh?
Let's wind it down, JB.
All right.
Okay, I appreciate y'all.
Okay. Well,
We
we
can do it
appreciate.
again or whatever. It's kind of fun.
What do you got, Bob?
You all make it kind of fun. But
What do you got, Bobby?
We want to talk. I want to know bank pool. What table do you like to play the bank the best? If you had to play your best, if you had to play somebody for the most money or finals tournament, what table would you want to play on and why?
are you kidding?
No,
Are
I
you,
want to know.
are you really going to ask me that?
Yeah, the people want to know, JB. Let's get it. Let's let them know.
A 4.5-inch diamond table.
All right. There you go. 4.5-inch diamond table.
Yes,
I grew
sir.
up on Steepledons and gold crowns and everything, but when they invented diamonds, yeah, just a standard Derby City Classic diamond table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell us the biggest difference when you're banking in a Brunswick gold crown and a diamond? Can you tell everybody what's the biggest difference? What you have to do to make the shots?
Oh, that's a tough question. That's a hard question. I would say the reason I like diamonds is because they're more consistent from table to table, from state to state, from pool room to pool room. Gold crowns were so inconsistent. But you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with the humidity, whether it's raining, snowing, freezing, warm. You gotta deal with it. And you feel that when you put your hand on the claw. A good player, even Scott Frost probably knows this, but maybe he's never thought about it. But when Scott Frost puts his right hand on that claw, he's reading that table. The humidity, the dirt, the new, old, whatever. And all that information comes from your hand when you put it on that claw.
That's pretty.
You
good.
ever heard that, Scott Frost?
Yeah, I think good players, great players, naturally just do that. I don't know that I ever thought about it, but that's for sure what's happening, right?
Yeah.
That's
I didn't figure you'd ever thought about it.
No,
But I only thought about this a few years ago, but it's the truth.
no question.
Good players get a lot of feedback from putting their hand on that claw.
You know, John,
And it's just something subconscious. You don't really think about it, but it goes up through your arm, your nerves, your body, your brain, and everything.
that's exactly right. You're receiving all the information, just like you said. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You know, they came out with a new Brunswick. I'm telling you. Now, I have not got to play on it, but it's the Gold Crown 7. And Justin Bergman and all these other guys are talking about how good it plays, and they sponsor the show. I'll tell you what, from what I hear from the top players, it's one of the best tables in the world. Mark Gregory was the one that really developed and designed that table.
Yeah.
And I know you know Mark Gregory, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best table restorer in the world.
Yeah, no question. Well,
He
know.
probably knows. And he was a good player, too, because I grew up around him.
Yeah, he was a great player. We know you got to get out there to the lake, to the pond.
Okay.
We won't talk about the coyotes or the raccoons that were in the barn that time.
We can do another quick one sometime. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We better not put that out in public because, and then you might start
Stories
crying.
we need. What are you talking about? That's what we want to get.
Oh, terrible. It
Well,
was terrible. It was
we
terrible.
we got a few stories that we probably can't put out publicly because Scott might start crying again.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad. Oh, that was terrible. Anyway, yeah, the things you got to do on a farm.
Yeah, you can't let them things take over, Scott.
I know, Dad. I know. I know.
I told you that when you were here.
I know.
All right, man.
We're going to let you go, John. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on the show and telling your stories. Again, I'd love to have you
That was
on,
fun.
hear about the raccoons and the coyotes. I want to hear that
Well,
thing next.
We'll tell you about that on some other episode, but it might be a little bit gory and whatnot.